Folks, welcome to another exciting episode of Frugal Power. I'm doing a quick follow-up based on some emails that came in asking me what about this mention of 1,000 days of pain I had briefly talked about. And after I came back from California, it was my workout regimen for 1,000 days. And the reason I'm bringing this into this video is I want to share the story as a matter of persistence, as an example of how little steps can make really, really big differences into your future. I have this ball here because I had some really bad back problems when I came back from California. This was from living in a car, sleeping in a car, at times in the airport with cardboard boxes. But what happened was I developed some really, really bad back spasms. I would talk about spasms that would knock me to my knees. When I'm carrying a backpack, it was just horrible. I was incapacitated. I'll tell you what mattered, what I did. But before I begin, I want to thank all those that have subscribed, commented, given me a thumbs up, and I really appreciate your feedback. And I want to share this journey with you because I hope I can shed some light into why little steps can make this monumental difference. Let me drop this ball and we'll get started. So the 1,000 days of pain is what I normally call the workout regimen I have put together for myself. One of the things that my doctor had said was you really need to get some body weight back on you. You need to strengthen your core in order for you to stabilize your back muscles so that you don't have the back issues that your dad has. So as a side note, my dad also had some really bad back spasms in his late 40s, 50s, 60s. So after talking to some physical therapists, doctors, they said you really need to just get on a workout regimen. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do this. You know, it's not going to be a short-term fix. This isn't a 30 or 60, 90-day kind of workout and then it'll go away. I said, okay, I can do this. I think it started as a joke when I said, you know what if I did it for 1,000 days? And at that time, I think my physical therapist said, yeah, if you can do it for 1,000 days, for sure, you're gonna notice the difference. So I said, okay. And I wrote, on this day, I'm committed to working out for 1,000 days. And this does not include the off days. I calculated this would probably take me about 3.5 years of my life. And I said, you know what? Let's make it happen. One day, just walked into a gym, and I was always scared of working out in a gym with a lot of people, very self-conscious. And I just started lifting, working out. I just kind of kept to it. It was always a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday regimen. I just kept going at it. And 3.5 years later, I saw the difference. And I'll tell you the truth, I didn't need to wait 3.5 years to see the physical difference. I want to bring this back to talk about your financial discipline. There's 2 points. One is your financial discipline, and 2 is that as you go through this journey of your financial blueprint, your financial roadmap, it's not a short sprint. It is a long lifetime journey, all the way until you're 65 and even further if you plan to do more investing. And that's why I always talk about that 7% rule. If you can do 7% every year, in 10 years, your money will double. So in that video where I talked to Cameron about his first $1,000 of investment, keep that in mind. It is a long marathon. And I'll give you an example as well. In the last year, one of my portfolios, I was pretty aggressive with the money that I was investing, but it was also because it was invested in the right time during the market downturn. I had a return of over 70% in that portfolio, but I know that I cannot count on that as a long-term basis. Warren Buffett always had this rule. It's more like 2 rules that he had. Rule number 1 was make sure you don't lose your money, which is the initial capital that you're investing, because without that, you can't do anything else. And that's why I always talk about your frugal dollars being safe, protecting it, and then growing it safely. And his number 2 rule was always be mindful and do not forget rule number 1. Because again, once you lose your money, you're done. Number 2 of what I was talking about in little steps. You don't need to start with big steps is what I've always talked about. Start with your 1,000. If you don't have 1,000, start with 100. But every little step will add up, because if you take a look at this chart I'm gonna bring up for you, Imagine you just put $100 in every month. What you will get is a significant amount of money at the end of 30 years because of the rule of compounding. So as you know, I'm gonna love giving you an example with a calculator as some math to show you what these numbers look like. An article I read a couple of years ago from CNBC where they did a math of folks who are 20 years old just coming out of college and just putting $100 away a month, and what that would look like in 47 years. So that's the period of compounding that they are looking at. Just starting small, what that would look like, what amount would you get at the end of the 47 years at 4% interest only, and if you were only putting in $100. When you turn 67, you would have $166,000. And I'm gonna drop the last three numbers as just a round off error. But get this, if you were to also take the 4% interest, and if you were to deposit or save $1,000 a month into this account, guess how much money would be at the end of this 47 years? The number will astound you. If you did that, you would have over $1.6 million when you're ready to retire. Little steps can give you big returns. And I'm just gonna show you how they calculate this number as just a matter of clarification. So the way they usually do computation of interest is that they usually do it on a compounding because of monthly basis. So at 4% interest, follow me on the calculator, 4% divided by 12 months is 0.333. We're gonna put it into just this online calculator that we have here on a future value calculator. Have here is your 47 years times 12 months. So that's the number of periods you have, which is 564. You're starting off with only $100 and you have an interest of 0.33 per month. And then your periodic investment is only $100 as well. When you fill all this in, this is what it looks like. You have a future value of $166,442. And then it also gives you some breakdown. I can walk you through it just for a matter of clarification. The most important thing that you have to look at here is your starting amount, your payment, which is how much you're putting in every month, and then your total period deposit. This is how much money you would have put in over the course of this 47 years, not accounting for interest, which is $56,400. And what was the total after that? You have a total amount of compound interest earned of $109,942. So when you put all that together, that's your big pie at the end of the rainbow, I call it. I hope this helps in explaining why little steps, whether it's 1,000 days of pain or whatever that journey is that you have to take. I hope you find inspiration in these numbers, in the stories, and I hope it's helpful to you. With that said, you have a great day and happy hustling towards your dreams. And until the next time.